love you all. Welcome all you lovers to the Florida Love Show. This is your love hour right before happy hour, sponsored by Florida Love. Join us each week as we spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love. Now, back to spreading love.
Welcome all you Florida lovebirds. Florida, this is the Florida Love Show. Love you all. And I wanted to thank you for being on the show today and watching the show. I look forward to an amazing show today. We're going to talk about love. And so actually it was interesting. I own a printing company, a graphic design and printing company. That's what I do besides my dream of Florida Love. And this whole week, I was driving because I had work to do, and nobody beat me the whole week. I mean, nobody cut me off. Nobody beat me. There was no traffic. I mean, it was the most loving traveling on I-95 I've ever had. And so here at Florida Love, we talk about love, and what I wanted to talk about today was I want to talk about how we all are pure love. Underneath it all, we're all pure love. And love is the absence of judgment. So as far as life goes, life is love. And if we miss love, we miss life. So it's so important to love each other. I mean, I say I love you to everybody. I just love people, and I just believe, again, underneath it all, we're pure love. When we were born, we were love, and we just, Florida Love is about taking that out into the world. So here at Florida Love, we have different platforms to spread love. We have 4 Facebook groups, Love Will Keep Us Together, where you can just post about love. We have Florida Love, where it's like Florida Love Networking, where you can post about all your businesses and nonprofits and what you're up to. We also have Love Circle, where we have a Thursday at 5 p.m. phone call, where my partner Jenny Love, who she leads the call, and where you can talk about whatever's going on for you, and share about how you spread love in the world. And then we also have Love Songs, where you could share about all your favorite love songs or whatever you would like to share about love. And so those are the 4 platforms. We also have the Florida Love Magazine, which is right here. The Florida Love Magazine, every guest who's on the show gets to be in the Florida Love Magazine. And so you can check that out online at florida-love.com. We also just got in our Florida Love masks. I was wearing this all day today, and everybody was asking me where I get the awesome mask about love, and so everybody wanted the mask. You can also buy them online. They're $10 each, so you could check that out, again, at florida-love.com, or you can contact me at ken@florida-love.com anytime, or you can call me, 917-699-1995. And today we're going to have an incredible show. I'm going to invite Sharon onto the show right now. Sharon is a cantor and a singer, and Sharon is all about love. And so Sharon's going to share with us about everything that she does. And so I look forward to having Sharon. And
the Florida Love Show theme song. With lots of love for you, Kenny. In the Florida Love Show, paying love forward is the theme. It's the Florida Love Show, hosted by Kenny and history. Every special guest brings you love to the same. all comes alive like a duet. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Plan your day. If you love them, you are on your way. In the Florida Love Show, Candy in red is your guide. He wears many hearts, though he has a very special side. Now in Brooklyn Cafe, there's a big love buffet with roses galore, men you will adore. Come take a bouquet. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Plan your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Plan your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Plan your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Send the gift of love and pay it forward and on. Give a kiss, give a hug. It's the Florida Love Show.
Hello.
Beautiful. Hey, Sharon.
Hi.
Hi, beautiful. So, Sharon, that was so beautiful, Sharon.
Thank you. That was my gift of song to the Kenny Love Show.
Yeah, so tell everybody about the gift of song, Sharon.
So what I do is I interview the person and about the event that they're having. If it's a wedding, if it's a bar mitzvah, if it's a birthday party, if it's a theme show for a show. And I do one of two things. I either write a completely original song, like the Kenny Love Show song, that's completely original, both the music and the lyrics. Or I take one of their favorite songs, could be The Wind Beneath My Wings by Bette Midler, or Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, or last week I did the theme from Ice Castles, Through the Eyes of Love, and then I change the lyrics to be all about the person that I'm writing about. So for example, last week we did Ellie's Army, and I called the song Looking Through Ellie's Eyes. And really what I love to do is to capture the essence of the person that I'm writing about from their family, and then give them a one-of-a-kind, unique, lasting memory gift of song. And normally I come, when there's no coronavirus, to their event and sing it live, sing it for them, serenade them with it, and then I hand them an 8 by 10 frame of the words. so they have it forever. And some people also like me to go to a recording studio and record it for them so that they have a professional recording. So that's one of the things I do that's called Gift of Song. And my partner is Shir Rosen, who is a wonderful opera singer and composer. And that's what we do.
I love it, Sharon. So I love Sharon so much. She's amazing. And thank you, Sharon, for the beautiful, beautiful song that you sing and wrote. And thank you, Sheer. I love you guys so much. And Sharon, I just want to really let you know how much I appreciate it. And I want to thank you for coming on the show today and just sharing what you do for people so they can. How can they reach you, Sharon?
They can reach me on Facebook with my name, Sharon Lebovici Alcala, or Alcala Lebovici, like it is right there. They can text me, and also they can email me to teamsharon17 at gmail.com. Team, Team, Sharon, my name, and 17 at gmail.com. And I also offer virtual voice lessons right now. And when we get back into life, I perform bar mitzvahs, I give concerts, I give anything that's to do with spreading the love and joy of music. And my favorite stuff to sing is always Broadway, light pop, country, love songs, all that stuff.
Yeah, so Sharon loves love songs and dedicating songs for people's special events. So we're going to take a commercial break right now and then come back with the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, and David. And Sharon, I love you. Thank you for coming on the show. You're very special to me.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny.
You've been listening to the Florida Love Show. Please contact me, Kenny Love, at 917-699-1995 or ken at florida-love.com or on our website, www.florida-love.com. And if you'd like to advertise on the show and spread love in the Florida community, please let me know. Now back to the show.
Welcome, everybody, back to the show, the Florida Love Show. And I want to thank you for being here. Hello, everybody, back to the Florida Love Show. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I love you all. We have a very special show today, and I'm really looking forward to introducing my next guest. And this is David Barkey of the Anti-Defamation League. And David fights against hate, which to me is love, and loving the world. And if we could eradicate hate and rid ourselves of hate, then we would have love. So David is the person who gets involved with education and litigation and whatever it takes to rid us of hate and extremism. Dave, please share more about what you do with the ADL.
Sure. Well, thanks, Ken and Sharon, for having me on. It's a really nice thing to do on a Friday afternoon. So, some people might not be familiar with ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. We're a national anti-hate organization. We were founded over 100 years ago, and we've got a twofold mission, which is to stop the defamation of the Jewish people and secure fair and just treatment alike. So basically, we're a Jewish organization, but we go to bat for everybody. We have a twofold mission, and we go to bat for everybody for two reasons. One, it's the right thing to do, and two, because the best way to protect the Jewish community from hate and their civil rights is to protect everybody's rights. So I personally work on some serious stuff. ADL is a national leader on combating hate crimes, on monitoring, exposing extremism. And also we're a national leader on anti-bias education and diversity education, which I'm happy to talk about a little later. My focus is more, when it comes to hate, is working on hate crime laws and working with law enforcement to counter and prosecute people who commit hate crimes. So one of the things that I'm working on right now, and I've been working on it for 3 years, is Florida has a hate crime law, but it's not comprehensive. Not everybody is protected, and that's wrong. So if you have a physical disability, you're not protected. If you are targeted because of your gender identity, you're not protected. And if you're targeted because of your gender, you're not protected. So one of the things that I've been putting a lot of work into is trying to get a change to that law in the Florida legislature. And we lead a coalition called the Florida Hate Crime Coalition. We've got 350 members, and we spend a lot of our time trying to get that fixed to the law.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So David, I want to play the video about ADL so everybody gets a real sense of what the ADL is all about for over 100 years. So we're going to play that now so people can get what the ADL is all about.
Racism isn't only the problem of black people, it's all our problem. And homophobia isn't the problem of only gay people, it's all of our problem. Anti-Semitism only isn't an issue for the Jewish community, it is everyone's problem. And we know from history that Jews are the canary in the coal mine.
In 1913, the founders of ADL understood this truth. And then, catalyzed by the lynching of Leo Frank, they embraced a simple yet audacious mission: to stop the defamation of the Jewish people and secure justice and fair treatment to all. Hateful anti-Semitic stereotypes in the press, in the public square, in politics, we fought for us all. For Jews, for everyone. The right to vote, regardless of the color of your skin. The right to come to our shores, regardless of what country you hail from. The right to marry, regardless of sexual orientation. The right to be free from harassment, discrimination, or hate, regardless of your differences. Today, ADL continues to fight for us all. ADL is a century-old anti-hate organization, and we have only begun to fight. Against anti-Semitism, against all forms of hate, on the street, online, in the classroom, on campus, in the workplace, from City Hall to the halls of Congress to the halls of power in world capitals. We will continue to fight the hate that harms us all. ADL is the first call when acts of anti-Semitism occur. We are a recognized expert in the study of extremism. We are a worldwide leader in anti-bias education. We are the foremost authority and trailblazer in fighting hate online. And we are a relentless advocate for the civil rights of all. When vulnerable communities are threatened here at home or abroad, we will speak out for them. We will defend Israel's right to exist, calling out those who delegitimize and demonize her. We will expose bigotry for what it is, whether it's cloaked in political rhetoric, academic theories, or calls for boycotts. We don't care how you vote, but we do care what you value. We are principled, not political. We choose action, not sides. We are guided by the words of Hillel: "If I am not for myself, who will be for me? If I am not for others, what am I? And if not now, when?" In 1913, our founders understood that America would only be safe for its Jews if it was safe for all its people. And since then, we have defended American values like dignity, equality, justice, and fair treatment for us all.
So I was so excited to have the ADL on the show because my mom's father, when I was 4 years old, he passed. So, David, one thing I love about this whole about the ADL, and I was so excited, was that the ADL fights for everybody, and I just love that about the ADL, especially being Jewish. So please tell me more about that.
Well, I mean, I think first of all, it was a great video, and thanks for showing it because it really does a great summary of who we are and what we stand for. But basically, we stick up for everybody. Personally in my work, I do religious freedom work as well. We don't just go to bat for Jews. I've gone to bat for Muslims, for Hindus, for Sikhs, for Mormons, for Jehovah's Witnesses. So basically, we know that when people work together and we work in coalition, we're stronger, and we're stronger in promoting the rights of everybody and the security of everybody and the ability for people to be a society and be in society and be who they are. So that's generally the type of work that we do. As I said, that we do some serious work. We do a lot of work on hate crimes. That's something I do a lot of work on, advocating for legislation, training law enforcement, working with law enforcement when hate crimes occurred, work with the community, and provide assistance in helping to bring perpetrators to justice. We have a center on extremism that spends their time monitoring, exposing law enforcement, and where appropriate, provide information to law enforcement and helping them to either stop extremists from doing what they do or bringing people to justice. And we don't discriminate amongst extremists. If you have an extremist ideology, we will be looking at you. So we look at white supremacists and anti-government people. We look at left-wing groups, environmental or animal rights extremists. We look at every kind of religious extremist, whether they're Muslim, Christian, or Jewish. But I think, the positive, that, extremism and hate are, serious stuff and scary stuff, is the education work that we do. Because we know from our studies that children start to take on bigoted and hateful views as early as 3 and 4 years old. So we know that long term, the way you fight hate, the way you promote love is, you can learn hate, but hate can be unlearned. So an important long-term focus on us and in the schools in Florida and South Florida is our anti-bias and diversity training, so that, we're disarming, or arming kids against hate and dealing with those types of issues.
So tell me more about when you go into the schools, the No Place for Hate schools.
Sure. So No Place for Hate is one of our top priorities. It's an education program that we do. And basically, it's for schools to be designated as a no place for hate. So what a school has to do is have a anti-bias and diversity training, and then the students themselves work on a couple projects that are promoting diversity and respect for others, which I would say is a form of love. And once they complete that, The school is awarded a banner and is designated No Place for Hate, and it's a great program. We've been doing it in Broward County. We've been ramping up there. We do it in Palm Beach County. We do it in Miami-Dade, a number of schools there, and or have been doing it in other parts of the state, and hope to expand it even farther. And it's something that we do, nationally. I just want people to understand that ADL is not a Florida-based organization. It's a national organization. Our headquarters are in New York, and we have 26 regional offices working on the ground in the community to promote diversity and welcomeness and inclusiveness and go after hate and extremism and bigotry.
So if someone is a administrator in a school, who would they contact to have that school be a no place for hate?
Well, they can contact ADL directly. They can reach out on our website, which is www.adl.org, or they could call the Florida office, which is 561-988 2900. And certainly we would welcome schools contacting us and wanting to get involved. And No Place for Hate is just one of the programs that we have. If you're just, if you're a parent or a grandparent, we have lots of resources for children to learn about these issues. We have, all kinds of books that can be taken advantage of. For teachers, we have lots and lots of lesson plans and curriculums that they can just go onto our website right now and get it to, spread these important messages, these messages of embracing our diversity, of being inclusive, of being respectful. That's how you make a more welcoming and loving society.
I was watching one of my idols, who is Leo Biscaglia. They called him Dr. Love in the 80s, and he wrote many, many books about love. And one of the things he said last night was that we are the models for our children. And I thought of the ADL when I saw that, because you're creating a culture of anti-hate love in the schools. And one thing I also saw on the website was about bullying. Bullying is a form of hate. And then I noticed that a lot of the kids were talking about how how the ADL was promoting anti-hate, anti-bullying, which I thought was so powerful as a message of love.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I advocated on personally in Florida is for anti-bullying law. And yeah, bullying takes a lot of forms. It can be bias motivated, or it can just, generally be, bad behavior, but it has a real detrimental impact on both the victim and the perpetrator. Sadly, if you're a victim of bullying, you're more likely to have trouble, with the law and things like that. So bullying is a real problem. And as the video said, something that we've really been focusing on, is cyber hate. Unfortunately, the internet's a great thing and social media is a great thing, but unfortunately, it's been a powerful tool for extremists and other haters and bigots to spread their message of hate. And, in the 21st century, that's something that we're really working to counter. In Silicon Valley, we have a center on technology that is focusing on these issues, and we work directly with social media companies to try to improve their policies to move things forward. And we've also been working on legislation to give the tools to government and law enforcement to go after cyber haters. In Washington, we actually got a law passed to improve recently their cyber hate laws. So we work on a wide variety of issues. So sometimes when you say, well, what do you do? Sometimes it's hard to encapsulate, but we do a lot of work. I mean, I guess the way to explain ADL is we practice the golden rule. And from my point, the golden rule is love.
Yeah, yeah. And well, I was so looking forward to you being on the show, David, because my mother's father, when she was 4, passed away in the Holocaust. He went back to Europe in
Right.
1938. And my dad served in World War II, and he liberated the concentration camp Buchenwald. And he had
Wow.
shown me pictures when I was very little of all the dead bodies, and that's the extremism and hate that you're fighting against. And so I just, for me, it's so powerful to support the ADL and love what the ADL is all about, because not only is the ADL an anti-hate organization in extremes, but it's a love organization that spreads love in the world. And you
Yeah, and
also go into, yeah,
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
you also go into the police departments, right, to promote educating the law enforcement community.
Right. So, back in 1981, ADL drafted a model hate crime law on which the 45 states in the District of Columbia that have hate crime laws, most of them are based on that. And, law enforcement has a lot of issues to deal with, and they just don't get enough training on what a hate crime is and, actual laws and specifics. So, one of the things that I do and we do nationally is train law enforcement at no cost about these laws, both the legal aspects and the non-legal aspects, so that, cases are properly investigated and we're bringing perpetrators to justice. Because it's really important, when a hate crime is committed, not just that the person be convicted for the underlying criminal activity, but for the hate crime, because, for the victim, that's important acknowledgement of they've been victimized for who they are, and being victimized for who you are is a really awful thing. And when somebody is at least caught and prosecuted and there's acknowledgement of that, I think that gives some kind of closure for victims of hate crime. The other thing, you mentioned the Holocaust. ADL is also a national leader on Holocaust education. And unfortunately, as the generation of Holocaust survivors is dying off, people are learning less and less about the Holocaust. And, Holocaust education isn't about Jews or just learning about the Holocaust. It's, learning what can happen when, hate goes awry and is allowed to spread. So, that's another important thing that we do.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean the ADL is spreading love all over, and also, David, we had discussed the hate coalition. If somebody wants to get involved in the hate coalition, who do they contact?
They can just contact the Florida ADL office. They can just call us at 561-988-2912, or they can shoot us an email through the website. Our hate crime coalition, it's kind of twofold. Um, Part of it, the majority of the organizations are non-for-profit organizations, civil rights organizations, public officials, law enforcement officials. But we're also looking for corporate allies. That doesn't mean we're looking for money. We're just looking for, the business community is really important in lobbying for a hate crime law, and that's what the Florida Hate Crimes Law's mission is to do, is to make Florida's hate crime law comprehensive. So we're looking for corporate allies to lend their voice in the fight to protect everybody from hate crimes in the state of Florida. So that's something we've been doing actively for the last 3 years. We've gotten a bill filed for the last 3 years up in Tallahassee, and we plan on, plugging away at it.
Hmm. And just through Florida Love and spreading love, I got involved with the Hate Crime Coalition, and that's how David and I met. And it's extraordinary when we're all about spreading love, how how it just grows. It really does. And David, it's such an honor and a privilege to have you on the show today to spread the message of love and anti-hate and anti-extremism. And is there any message you'd like to leave with everybody as far as regarding?
Yeah, there is actually, because people always say, well, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do about this? Well, there's two things that I would say. First is, you mentioned bullying before. And when we talk about bullying, we say don't be a bystander, right? If you see somebody being bullied, obviously, if there's a threat to your safety, you have to be careful. But if somebody's being bullied, just don't sit there and not say anything, stand up. And it's the same thing when it comes to people who make, racist or anti-Semitic or homophobic or whatever the hate is, remarks or jokes. You shouldn't just sit there and not say anything, right? Because silence is telling the person of what there's, you're thinking it's awful and it's wrong, but you don't say anything. And the person who's making these comments, they're taking your silence as acceptance, right? So, when somebody says something, just nip it in the bud. And it can be something as simple as saying, that makes me really uncomfortable. Why would you say something like that? Or that's wrong. Why do you say that? Why are you making a stereotype about this type of person? The person from this group, they're all like this. That's a really important thing, and it can empower you. And the other thing is, I say it's like, we are a nonprofit organization. We're funded by charitable organization by charitable donations, and I realize this is a really hard time for a lot of people. There's a lot of people out of work, and there are a lot of people who are scared, and I get that. But if people have the ability and want to donate to ADL, that would be great. And something that I'd mention is that right now there's an anonymous donor to ADL who's matching people who make new gifts or increase to ADL. So if you donate $25 to ADL right now, that'll be $50. So I'm not one to usually make financial asks, but those are two things that you can do to help right now and to help combat hate and extremism in Florida.
Yeah, so I get it. So I really, acknowledge that there's an anonymous donor out there who's willing to match. So if you're willing to give to the ADL, they'll match the donation. And one of the things I really love about the video I saw was the words of Hillel: principled, not political, and take action now. And I love that. So, David, I really want to thank you for being on this show. Um, you're a fighter of hate and an advocate for love, and I just really acknowledge you for being here. I really want to thank you.
Well, thanks for
And
having me. I really appreciate it. And everybody have a good weekend and take care of yourselves. Be safe. Stay healthy.
great. Well, again, David, thank you so much, and we're going to take a commercial break. Love you all. Thank you.
Thanks.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Florida Love Show. I love you all. And so I really, David was amazing, and the ADL is amazing. And, fighting against hate and especially bullying and um, internet, on the, cyber um, hate and extremism. And they're just fight, and they fight for everybody. Not just, I always thought it was a Jewish organization only being Jewish. And no, they fight against all hate. And they believe if we get rid of all hate, then everybody's safe. And to me, that's love, and that's the truest form of love. So I love you all again. Welcome back. Here at Florida Love, we spread love in the Florida community, and as as I created Florida Love, and this is my dream. Florida Love is my dream. And if we could all love everybody and just get along, this is how I felt as a little kid, that being that baby love as a little kid, if we could only all get along and just love each other, just love each other. And with what's going on right now with this pandemic, I mean, I choose love every day. I say I have a love virus. I choose love every day. And I see, I don't believe in death. I believe in that we pass, or I pass, moment, moment, moment. I live in the moment, and then I pass. So whenever that is, that is. And the thing is that I'm going to live every moment to the fullest and choose love every second of every day. Because if I choose judgment or resentment or hate or anger or any of that, I call it caca on top of the baby love, then I'm drinking poison. And I'm just not willing to drink poison. I'm choosing love. Love is everything. And love is happiness. To me, the ultimate happiness is to love and be loved. And today I am so honored to have Alana on the show today. Alana is spreading love in the Florida community with her turn up artistic participation, her dance. Um, she's a as you can see, she's a pageant queen. She's Miss Tallahassee and Miss St. Petersburg, and she's now in the Miss Florida pageant, and then on to the Miss America pageant. She's just extraordinary, and she's an incredible dancer. And so Alana and I were sharing about love and about the pageant. Alana, please share with everybody how you got involved in the pageant.
Well, hi, Ken. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me on today. It's a pleasure to be on board with you and to spread love during this time. As you said, tough times for people, unprecedented times, but it's so true. Come back to that love, sharing and spreading. And as you said, I'm wearing this crown on my head because I'm a current 2020 Miss Florida candidate, which means I'm running for the job of Miss Florida this August. And I've never quite considered myself a pageant girl. I never grew up doing pageants. I always did competition dance. I've always grown up as the dancer. And coming to around my senior year of college at Florida State University, I had a unique opportunity to continue my education endeavors with a master's degree. And there was just one problem, was how to budget and plan for that dream degree, if you will. It would be to complete a master's in American Dance Studies. And while looking for scholarships, I had a close friend go, "Hey, Alana, have you ever considered joining in on one of the Miss America competitions on a local?" And I was like, "What, a pageant?" And the more I educated myself and truly learned what's behind this organization, especially since 2018, when the Miss America organization chose to rebrand and refocus its missions on truly empowering women, focusing less on the appearance on the outside. We're no longer judged on physical appearance. We're truly judgments on our education. You are having interviews. We are all spokespersons, communicating, networking, working really hard on our community service projects and platforms that we promote. And so on top of that, you're traveling around, you're making appearances. We have pretty tough, challenging jobs, but it has been a blessing to get involved, and I haven't stopped since. So yes, as you said, I was Miss Tallahassee for 2019, and I quickly turned around and found myself at Miss Florida a couple months later. I won the preliminary talent award. I had a huge honor of recompeting during finals as a top 10 finalist, and ever since I knew that this was a perfect place for me to grow. It's not really about seeking that end goal of a crown and sash. It's really the tools and the benefits and the life lessons you're gaining out of the system. So that's what I've learned so far on this journey. And I am now have the honor of representing the Sunshine City as Miss St. Petersburg when I compete this year.
I love it. And Alana was sharing with me what she's proudest about herself is that she's humble, and that Alana, when you were sharing with me also about Miss America, tell me about Miss America, because again, this is about empowering women to be whoever they want to be, beautiful from the inside out.
Absolutely. So I love that Miss America is continuing to change into a more progressive ideal for what we represent. The Miss America pageant you see on TV is very, very different from what you saw 20, 30 years ago. We're celebrating our 100th year this year, and throughout that century-long period of time, we've gone from being starting off as just a bathing suit beauty contest to then being known as the pageant that included talent as part of its competition. And now we have taken away swimsuit, and we are focusing on truly empowering women to be who they want to be. So right now, for instance, our Miss America currently is Camille Scheuerer, and she is a scientist, actually, a Virginia Tech grad who her platform revolves around STEM. And that, to me, is a great way that she can use her platform and her skill sets to inspire young, especially women, to get involved in the STEM field. And so I just am so on board with those missions and viewpoints, and I think it is great to inspire those around us and lead by example.
And through Florida Love and spreading love, I had met Rachel Barcelona, who's such an autism advocate around the world. And through Rachel, I met Alana, and Alana is been dancing since she's been 2, and her mom was her role model. And we were talking about how we love our moms so much, and that her mom had a studio, and Alana would dance around the studio at 2. And again, my belief is we're really underneath it all. We're baby love, because when we're born, we're love. And she was dancing around as love and helping her mom out, and she became this extraordinary dancer. And Alana, please share with us about how you teach kids to dance, children to dance.
So dance has always been my biggest passion. I started at the age of 2. I've always looked up to my mom, being herself a dance teacher, juggling multiple jobs so that I can stay in dance, focus on my education. So I've definitely considered Express Yourself Dance Studio as my second home. And my mom teaches Tiny Toes is one of her programs where she teaches as young as 18 months old, which I commend her right now during this time. She is still teaching them through virtual Zoom classes, which I think is fantastic. But growing up, I've always found myself working on my craft, having other role models and dancers in that community space around me to grow. And I've always found that dance teaches so much more than just dance. It's the life lessons. It's what you're really gaining out of it that has carried me through life. I've used plenty of areas outside of dance, and that's the fantastic thing about the arts. So yes, I am currently still involved with dance besides the degree. I started off as being an assistant dance teacher. I have competed for years. When I went into college at FSU, there was no current outlet for me to continue tap dancing, which is my personal favorite. And so I was able to help start up an organization up at school called Seminole Tap Troupe, which is now FSU's first tap team up there, which is my pride and joy to have helped grow that team. And so the next journey now, probably still see teaching dance in my spare time, but I'm trying to focus now on using an undergrad degree in hospitality management and tourism with my master's in American Dance Studies to look into maybe arts administration or the entertainment industry when it comes to dance.
And so I really want everybody to see how amazing Alana is at and tap dancing, and that's her love. So I really, I'm going to put on this extraordinary video of Alana dancing away with her tap. So.
That's actually one of my favorite pieces. That's a little snippet from my senior solo that I used to compete with, choreographed by my wonderful studio owner and director, Kristen Vincent. And it was to the song Stand By Me, and will forever hold a very special place in my heart. Lots of training and hard work behind that. So we always are very thankful for our teachers for continuing that growth and inspiration for others. So definitely follow in her footsteps and love that piece.
Mm. And so, one of the things I believe is love is the absence of judgment. And for me, love is the absence of labels. I don't look at anybody any certain way, like creed, color, race, or even gender. I find if we take away all the labels, all there is a human being of pure love. And that's how I look at people. I don't listen to gossip or judgment or the caca I say is on top of it all. I just don't listen to it. And then I just see the pure love underneath. And one of the things about Alana is she created this turn up artistic participation to um, to help children with artistry and get involved in being an artist. So please, Alana, share with us more about that.
Absolutely. So is actually the acronym for what I'm advocating for as my social initiative with the Miss America organization. Being a tap dancer, having that as my talent, it also serves as my platform to stand for Turn Up Artistic Participation, which, as you said, that love encompasses everyone and reaches everyone. For me, the arts impact everyone and can benefit everyone in multiple ways and outlets. And so, yes, we need the funding in schools and organizations, but my platform heavily focuses on the community engagement because of how the arts affect everyone of every age and every ability. And through this platform and initiative that I've been working on, I've been able to help educate, participate, and advocate for the arts through teaching dance, helping different Girl Scouts troops receive their dancer badges. I've done, during this virtual time, adapted to doing arts and craft activities to try and connect with people online, try to help connect people to resources that are out there. Right now, there are so many local organizations as well as statewide and nationwide organizations that have offered museum virtual tours, free concerts online, and right now there's just so many endless ways that you can tap into the arts even from home to help during this time heal, express yourself, and tap into your own creativity.
Mm. And Alana, you were going to show us some artistry today, being the artist that you are.
I do. I have some things I brought along with me. And so, to talk out for anyone at home right now who's looking for something to do, wants to get crafty at home, I have some colored construction paper in front of me. If you don't have any at home, you can use regular printer paper and take some markers. But what you'll need, and I'll show you the result in a second, it'll be a surprise. You're going to need yellow, black, and blue paper, and again, you can color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting out a bunch of hearts. So I'm going to take my yellow and my black and my blue sheet of paper, and I'm going to take it, fold it in half, and trace out a heart. I'm then going to grab some handy dandy scissors, and I'm going to cut along, and I'm going to end up having a total of 2 blue hearts, 2 black, and 2 yellow hearts. Now this is where it gets creative. We're going to take some glue or some tape if we're out of glue right now, and we're going to start laying them out in a pattern that's going to start making a certain critter. And we're going to start off with a yellow one for our head. And we're going to make sure that we glue our black one just underneath it and continue that until we have the shape looking like this. And I'm not sure if anyone will have any guesses as to what kind of critter we're making so far. So I'm holding these up right now, but this is when we're gluing, sticking them on. I'm also going to take my blue ones and I'm going to hide those off to the side like so and glue them down. Have we figured out what it is yet? I'll show you my sneak preview of my glued together piece. you will end up with a bumblebee all out of hearts. And I have used some of my scrap sheets of paper from leftover cutting to make little antennas and draw a little happy face. And there are so many different animals that you can actually get creative with and make just out of creating heart shapes. And so you don't need those templates at home, but to be resourceful and to use and tap into your artistic participation. And what's really nice is you can take these super unique crafts and put them on your windows in your homes, because right now during this time, it's super important to stay active, go outside, join with your family on some walks and bike rides. And what more better way to spread love right now than to throw in some heart-shaped animals or just hearts themselves around on your windows to help spread that message. And so that's one quick example. A second super fast example is rock painting. Super trendy for the past couple of years. I have an example right now. It's a little weathered from being outside. But also another way that you can go outside and spread some love is by picking up some rocks. And this one says love on it. And they're brings a smile to my face when I walk around. It's also fun to hunt for them and look out for them. So those are two creative little crafts at home during this time that you can tap into at this moment. So that's just one way. I also have some other activities and crafts you can follow along with me on my Miss St. Petersburg Instagram page, as well as my Alana Scheuerer Facebook. So there is more to come. I'm always looking for ways to connect and engage people with the arts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you want to get involved in the arts with Alana, you can go to her Miss St. Petersburg Instagram page or her Alana Scheuerer Instagram page. And I love it. We have a love rock, a love bug or bee. And there's, yeah, love bee out of love, out of hearts. I mean, it doesn't get any more beautiful than that. And just to be creative with love spreads love, and I smile, you smile, I smile, and then the world smiles. So, so Alana, how can people get involved in supporting you for the Miss Florida pageant and what you're up to right now?
So right now, ways that you can help support me as well as the Miss America and Miss Florida organization is by following along with me on my pages, staying active with tapping in the arts with me, sharing with me ways that you're doing so as well. I'm partnering with different organizations, my local arts organizations, as well as working with Arts for All Florida, which is a statewide initiative to help spread art resources to those who are differently abled. And other ways you can help is by if you're interested in having a sponsorship ad in the Miss Florida program, feel free to reach out to me. I can help hook you up with ways that you can advertise your business and help support me. And the Miss Florida competition has been rescheduled for this August 5th through 8th, finals being on the 8th. And you can stay tuned to the Miss Florida organization Facebook page for ticket information that will be coming out. And that's a way that you could come and watch for yourself how all these talented, smart, amazing young women are coming together and competing for this job. So I can't wait. I'm looking forward, and I hope that people can help tune in and follow my journey along the way.
Yeah, so everyone, please tune in and follow Alana's journey, and they can get involved in Arts for All. You can get involved in advertising in the Miss Florida pageant journal or for the event, and get on the Miss Florida Facebook page. And Alana, I really want to thank you for being here. I love you very much. I have learned so much from you about dance, about the arts, about turning up artistic participation, and about spreading love, as you just demonstrated, with art, and as we called it, heart. So again, I really, and the other thing I love is how many people love Alana on Instagram and Facebook. It's amazing how when people spread love, love just comes back. It's like love karma. And yeah, so Alana, I love you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for spreading love on the show and in the world, and just being as extraordinary as you are. I look forward to following you on your journey.
Thank you so much for
And
having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And with that, we're going to end the show. I look forward to everybody coming back next week. The Florida Love Show from 3 to 4 p.m. It's the love hour before happy hour. And I really want to just share my love, spread my love, and love you all. I love you. Love will keep us together. Love you.
You've been listening to the Florida Love Show, where we've been spreading love in the Florida community. For more information, please contact me, Kenny Love, at 917-699-1995 or ken@florida-love.com or on our website, florida-love.com. See you next week, 3 p.m. Friday for the Friday Love Hour. Keep spreading love in your life and have a loving week. Love you all.